Here with Brett Toth of the Philadelphia Eagles. Brett, you mentioned right before we hop on this interview, watching a lot of film. You have a run game that has a few different running backs. Wow. Let me restart that. That was the worst start to the interview I've ever had in my life. You're on offense. Here with Brett Toth of the Philadelphia Eagles. Brett, a proud offensive line group. It feels like the identity of the Eagles of the last few years has been the offensive line. What does it mean to you to be a part of that group?
And I'm grateful every day to go to work. You hit the nail on the head with it. You know, it's a pride that we have in our team, especially in our offensive line room. It's just the heartbeat of the team. We like to think that we have a say every given game. And if you're going to find the hardest workers on the team, you're going to find these guys that are always leading from the front, are willing to put the onus on themselves, you know. And above all else, it's five like one. We're all there for each other.
And you mentioned that group. You have some amazing veterans. I assume you've been able to learn from Lane Johnson at right tackle, Jordan Mailata at left tackle. You guys know this game is probably going to come down to the trenches. What is that talk in the locker room about how important that battle is?
Just do your job. You know, the Chiefs, everyone knows they've got an amazing team, an amazing front four as well. And it's going to be a battle, like you said, every play. There's no easy sledding here. It's the last game. You're going against the best team. And the biggest thing is next play mentality.
And you mentioned the preparation as well. You have 2 weeks to prepare for this game rather than one. Do you guys think that gives you an advantage, especially when you're facing such a versatile front seven?
Well, if we get an advantage, they get the same one, you know. I feel like a bunch of guys, it's the same. We want to get to the game as fast as possible, you know, and just get the first kickoff. But it does give you more time to kind of look at the intricacies of another team. But that's why every team's going to come in here with a few tricks up their sleeve for sure.
Well, wishing you the best on Sunday. Here with Ian Book of the Philadelphia Eagles. Ian, first of all, I'll start just by this atmosphere. You're in New Orleans for a Super Bowl. What does this mean to you as a player?
Oh, it's awesome. Just to be here at the big game you always dream of. From when you're a kid, and then just to be here, it's surreal. You kind of got to stop and take a second and take it all in.
And you've played in big games before. You had the college football playoff game a couple years back. Now you're here at the Super Bowl. Are the conversations a little bit different when you're playing at a collegiate level versus an NFL level in such a big game like this, or similar messages being preached around the locker room?
Honestly, I'd say similar. You know, you can make football as complicated as you want, but you can also make it simple. I would say the messages are very similar. Going out there, don't change anything, do what you've done all year, you know, that type of stuff. But it's similar. Football is football, and just being able to be at the biggest stage and do it, obviously feeling really grateful.
What's the chatter around the quarterback room this week? Is it very stiff? You guys trying to stay loose? How are you encouraging Jalen? What's the conversation there?
No, we're focused. Everyone's focused, dialed in. I mean, there's obviously a lot of distractions for the week. We were just told to enjoy it, but we're here to win a football game, so we're focused.
Last but not least, what's your favorite moment from Notre Dame?
Oh, man. Probably beating the #1 team in the country, Clemson, in 3 overtimes.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game.
So was it 3 or 4? I can't remember.
It was 3. I think it was the Connor Williams that touchdown late tie.
So yeah, that was my favorite moment.
Awesome. Really appreciate your time. Thank you. Here with Nick Gates of the Philadelphia Eagles. Nick, first of all, you know this game is probably going to come down to the run game in the battle of the trenches. What's the conversation in that locker room as you guys prepare, you know, the offensive line throughout the entire week?
Yeah, it's just Stout's a big preacher and incredible effort, and you know, just knowing your job and doing your assignment, but giving incredible effort each and every play, and not giving up or letting up on each play. So I think that plays a big part in the way our run game is so good, and those guys are awesome up front. So the way they go about their business every day is I think what's going to make this game go.
I know it's your first year here, but the Eagles, the conversation about them for years has been how tight and how good this offensive line is. Do you guys take pride in that as a group week in and week out?
Oh yeah, those guys, they show up every day. It doesn't matter, they're sore or hurt, and they're ready to work and ready to get better each and every day. And that rubs off on all the other guys that are in the room. And it's cool to see guys like Lane and Jordan late in their career still working as hard as they do to perfect their craft and get better each and every day. So I think it's awesome to be part of.
One last question. You mentioned those veterans, both at tackle. What have you just learned from them in your 1 year here? And Lane's probably on his way to the Hall of Fame. Jordan is an extending left tackle. Do you feel, how fortunate you'd be able to learn from them and share a locker room with them?
Oh, I know it's awesome to be a part of that and be able to learn from them and to be a part of this group and just stout down. Those guys, they preach greatness and they show up every day and work, and I think that's why they're so great.
So I asked your offense, some of the offensive linemen, the same question, but from the defensive perspective, you got a couple backs you got to stop on the Kansas City Chiefs. How important is the battle of the trenches for the Super Bowl?
I think everything starts up front, and I think that wins the game, right? Think of it as chess, right? If your pawns are not in the right position or anything, military, the army, the front is extremely important.
What's the message going through that locker room, especially? Y'all got a lot of dogs up there, a lot of depth. What's the message in that locker room?
The message is, we aspire to be the best in the country and just work at that, right? And don't have to change anything. Just keep doing what we've been doing.
Do the Eagles win the Super Bowl if they win the battle of the trenches?
I think the Eagles put themselves in the best possible position to win the Super Bowl.
And a fun question. If you could walk out like a WWE player to any song, what song are you choosing?
It's got to be John Cena.
That's a great song.
Yeah,
That's a
be
great
John
choice.
Cena.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Obviously, the battle of the trenches is going to be a really important factor in this game. What's the message? Guys, the preparation 2 weeks, you're facing a heck of a front seven, especially two really good defensive tackles.
Yeah, they're a really talented front seven, really across the entire defense. Really well-rounded, really deep. So it's a big challenge, but for us, we're taking it day at a time.
You confident if you win that battle up front, you win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think big games like this always come down to who controls line of scrimmage. So, they got a really good group on both sides, but so do we. So it's going to be a fun game.
And then a fun one. If you could walk out in the stadium like a WWE wrestler to one song, what song are you picking?
Something by Creed. Yeah, I'd say something by Creed.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
George, just to start with the battle of the trenches, a lot would say that this game is going to be decided with the front seven and the Eagles' offensive line, especially stopping Saquon Barkley. How much is that message being preached in your locker room?
Yeah, I mean that's how every single football game is. If you look at it, the game's always won up front. So I guess it's no different in that aspect. I mean, the Eagles have a great offensive line, great running back, and they're in the Super Bowl for a reason. So we got a lot of respect for those guys.
I know you won't reveal any secrets, but how much is there any more game planning when you're going up against two really good tackles, or is it just stick to your system, stick to what Spags is putting you guys to do?
Yeah, I mean, you got to plan for every single individual that you play against, and those two are some of the best. So we're going to have our hands full.
I got two fun questions for you. If you could enter this stadium like a WWE wrestler, what song would you enter to?
I mean, my guy Mammy Trione, that's UFC, I guess. So simple man. So I'd take a page out of his book.
And then, what's your go-to breakfast?
Steak and eggs.
Great answer. Thank you very much for your time.
Darius Slay, you were born in Georgia and went to Mississippi State for college. How does it feel to be back in the Deep South to hunt for your very first Super Bowl ring?
I feel good, man. Definitely close to home. Yeah, man. Georgia Southern big, man. That's chasing the dream still. I'm already playing for them. I've been playing in the NFL for 12 years. Man, I'm just taking it one day at a time, but I do appreciate being here.
And Darius, what was the catalyst for the Eagles this season to make it back to the Super Bowl? What was the catalyst this season for the Eagles to make it back to the big game?
We just was anytime soon. We just wanted to be here. We got a great team, man. I knew this team was capable of getting there, and we're here.
Thank you so much. What has been the biggest catalyst this season for the Eagles to make it back to the Super Bowl this season?
I think the collective team effort. I think there's not a weak link on this team. I think every guy put their hand in the pile to help us get here. So I think the strength of our team is why we're here.
You were able to get in a couple times this season while Jalen Hurts was down with an injury. How did it feel being able to lead an offense once again after being a starter in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it was great. I had a lot of fun. This is a great team to play on. So always trying to prepare mentally the best I can and then be ready on Sunday.
How much have you enjoyed New Orleans so far since your time being here?
It's really cool. I haven't spent too much time down here, so this will be the most time I've spent. Been here for a couple of days now. It's awesome. This night obviously is really, really cool, interesting night. Seeing all the media here and everything that goes into the week, so I'm enjoying it.
What would be the one thing you would want to try and do here in New Orleans before you leave?
Win a Super Bowl. That's an easy one, man.
Thank you so much for your time. First question for you. What do you think the catalyst was this season for the Eagles to make it back to the big game?
Connection. We don't say connection as terms of like just, being buddy and everything. But when you respect the guy that you play with, you go to work and you know that you go to war for him every time. That's what really sets the team apart. And, the closer the team is, the better that they feel.
How big of an impact was Coach Fangio coming to become the Eagles defensive coordinator this season?
It's a huge impact, and you know, just the amount of work that he puts in, the countless hours that he watches film individually with us and everything. It just shows how much he really wants to win, and you know, we never really going in with high expectations and saying what we wanted to do this year and what we wanted not. But at the end of the day, when you get to the point where you get a chance to compete in the Super Bowl, you obviously did something right.
How excited are you to go after Patrick Mahomes on Sunday?
It's going to be fun, man. He's a great player. He's an awesome guy. And when you get a chance to go out there and you play on Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday against that guy, you know he's going to bust out the fireworks. So you really need to make sure that you bring your A game.
Thank you so much, Jordan.
I think that first deep ball in Brazil. Christian Washington.
Since Darius talked about your favorite play, what's your favorite Darius Slay play this year?
Probably the whole Rams game. He was going crazy.
Coming into a complicated defense, NFL, from Toledo, show out. How have you done this?
Just relying on my teammates, my coaches, just everybody in the building for the Eagles.
How does Vic make you better?
You said what?
How does Vic make you better?
I think the biggest thing is to help hold me and everybody else accountable.
First just a couple questions. I'm with Alex Schubert at WICB and ICTV with Lakeland College. What was your reaction to being drafted to the Eagles, knowing that you guys were going to be a contender this year?
Just a blessing. Just to be here, be with such great coaches and teammates and staff, and just everybody just great. So it's been great.
What do you think the catalyst was this year for the Eagles to finally make it back to the big game?
I think the biggest thing is just harping on the details and fundamentals and just doing our job.
How excited are you to be able to play for a Super Bowl title in your very first season as a rookie?
Man, excited. All the hard work is paying off. We just got to finish the job.
What do you think of New Orleans so far in your short time being here, and what do you think of the culture and music that comes along with this place?
It's been great. Great weather. It's been great.
Thank you so much for the time.
Patrick, who would be your dream celebrity to watch you play? Who would be your dream celebrity to watch you play a game?
Taylor Swift.
Other than Taylor Swift, do you have another? It's okay if it's her all the time, but would there be another one as well?
Taylor Swift's the best. Wow, I've got the top.
Great answer. Thank you so much. Tired.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, they have. They're definitely quieter because he's always talking. He came back first practice. He was already talking first play. 4 plays in, I was like, "Oh, you're not talking. You mean you're a little tired still?" So. But so excited for him to be back.
Awesome. And who would be your dream celebrity to play in front of?
Shoot.
Anyone that comes to mind. Doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Man, some of these questions are pretty hard because they actually got to think about it.
Yeah, because there's some good people out there that you can play in front of. Top 3.
Top 3?
That makes it easier for
I'd
you.
go, I'm trying to think of definitely The Rock. The Rock would be cool. I'm just going to go with The Rock.
The Rock?
Yeah,
Great answer.
The Rock, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your night. Trent, who would be your dream celebrity to watch you play?
Dream celebrity to watch me play? Mama.
Your mama. I
Big
love
celebrity.
it. Beautiful
You know what I
answer.
mean? My biggest person out there that always put a smile on her face when I'm out there.
Thank you so much.
If you could have that's going to play with a lot of pride, that's going to play hard.
All right, Justin, is there anyone specific in your life that you want to thank for making it here today?
Man, there's all kinds of people. I think first and foremost, I'd have to give a shout out to my wife. She's home right now with our 20-month-old son, who's a handful, and another one on the way. And she's just completely my biggest fan and my biggest supporter and does whatever it needs. And then my parents, they were the reason I started playing football. They took me to every practice growing up. My parents both worked 2 jobs, and so just so thankful. I'm definitely a product of so many other people in my life.
Awesome. Congratulations, by the way. And also, what is your pre-game meal? What's your go-to?
My pregame meal has been the same for a long time. Chicken, rice, broccoli, and they always have it. And the people here in New Orleans have made some pretty good chicken so far this week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Justin.
Thank you.
Dallas, what's your dream celebrity to play in front of?
Dream celebrity to play in front of would be Will Smith.
You know, he's a legend. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, to all the movies that he makes. An incredible guy. You know, he's just cool. So if Will Smith's coming, you know, I'd love to see him.
Dallas, the last time you were in this position, the offense was nearly unstoppable in the biggest spot. What's going to be different this time now that you've added Saquon, you are having another career year, you're fully healthy, the wide receivers are great. What's the added level this time around?
Yeah, you know, looking back at it, when we played the last game, we didn't run the ball tremendously well. You know, we got Saquon, we got an awesome offensive line. You know, being able to control the clock and just keep the chains moving, staying ahead of the sticks on first down with the run game is going to be really important. And I think we have all the pieces to do that this year.
Hello, everyone. I am here with Rossi Takes. Rossi, how are you feeling today?
I am excited. The nerves are going, but it's a good nervous. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome, awesome. And what advice can you give to someone aspiring to be a woman influencer, a woman in sports?
Yeah, there's so much I could say about what I've learned about being a woman in sports, but I think the most important thing is you kind of just have to be confident in what you're doing. You're going to get a lot of hate. You're going to get a lot of pushback, but that is a sign that you're doing something right. So for me, when I get hate comments, it's just an opportunity to grow. So I think that's the most important thing that you have to remember when you're getting hate comments.
Awesome, awesome. And of course, what is your game prediction for this weekend, and who are you rooting for?
Oh my goodness. My game prediction is I'm going 41-24 Eagles. I am so confident in this Philadelphia Eagles team. They are such a different and complete team than they were 2 years ago, and I could not be more excited to dethrone the three-peat. It is going down this weekend.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, want to hit the gritty with me really quick?
Absolutely.
Awesome, all right. Heck, I think so. You're definitely going to be better than me, but all right, ready? 3, 2, 1.